Welcome to the Retail Edge. I'm Sharon Mack and this is episode 5. Today I'm going to talk to you about hiring staff. I had a business owner once ask me, how do I hire the right staff? Because every time she was hiring managers for her store, they weren't working out, they weren't lasting the distance, they weren't doing the job at hand. And I found that in the interview process was where she was struggling. So in the interview process, she would ask what their likes and dislikes are, what they did on the weekends, what they did for fun. So she was finding more about them and who they are and what they enjoy, and she was kind of hiring a friend as opposed to actually hiring a manager. So that's really important to separate that and to understand that you're not hiring a friend, you are hiring managers or a manager. So in this instance, what I would do is I would actually role play with them and ask them questions of how they would handle certain situations. If they are the only one in the store, they need to be able to handle conflict. So I would pose to them a question. If you had a customer come into the store, they were upset, they bought an item of clothing, they've taken it home, they've washed it and it shrunk, or the dyer's run, or something's gone wrong in that washing process, and they've come back in a few days later with this garment that's no longer sellable because it's had a problem in the wash. How would they handle that? What would they do? So they have an irate customer in the store causing a big scene. How would they handle that? Would they tell them to go get stuffed, or would they calm the customer down? Find out whether the way that they handle those situations and the way they handle those experiences is the same way you would. Because basically they're representing you when they're in the store and they're the only ones there. Having an understanding of how they would handle those situations, posing a question like, say it's quiet in the store, there's nobody around, you look out on the street and there's no one walking past and the store's really quiet, you haven't had anyone in for half an hour, what would you do? Are they a proactive thinker? Would they say, oh, I would just sit down and just wait for someone to come in and obviously greet them when they come in? Or would they say, I would clean, I would tidy, I would dust, I would sweep, I would mop, I would vacuum, I would steam clothes, whatever it is, those little bits and bobs that you do in those quiet times. See whether they already have the initiative to know what they would do in those environments. And then I would find out a bit more about their personality. So not necessarily what their favourite band is or what they do on weekends, but their personality. Are they goal driven? Or do they like a certain product a lot that they want to sell that product? Is that a product that sells really well in your store? Let's put it at the front, let them go for it. Do they have any ideas? Do they have any suggestions? Even in that interview process, ask them those sort of questions. What can they add to your business? What are they going to do when you're not around? That's a really important thing. Are they self-motivated? If you've got a position where somebody is the only person in that store and they're not a self-motivated person and they're not naturally self-motivated, they're not the right person for the job. They need an environment where they have to have that motivation all the time. So you need someone who's self-motivated, you need someone who shows initiative, you need someone that's got the customer as their priority, and then someone who understands you and your brand and what your values and ethics are and what you represent as a company. So that's really important, and establishing those in an interview process will help you identify who the right candidates and wrong candidates are. I don't think it's about who's going to be your next best mate. You don't have to be best friends with all your staff. In fact, I actually like the separation. It doesn't mean you can't be friendly and be friends with them, obviously, but at the same time you need to make sure that who you employ is the best for the store and the best for the company. So just thinking about those sort of things I think are very important, and just asking those questions and posing those scenarios are a great way of understanding in that short amount of time that you have whether that person is the right person for the job or not. Hope that's helped, and I hope you have a great time interviewing. Let me know how you go and whether you get that great employee that's going to be the best thing that's happened to your business, and see that business grow and go forward and go that next level that I and everyone in my team wants to have happen for you. Thanks so much. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in to The Retail Edge. Don't forget to connect with us on social media. I'm Sharon Mack, and I'll see you next time.